Hello, everyone, and welcome to Face Turn with Candice Cordelia. I'm your host, Candice Cordelia. Today, for another special segment of Mission Pro Week, I am here with the Mission Pro Wrestling Champion, Holidead. You might see or might have seen her in many other promotions like Ring of Honor, MLW, but today we are going to talk about Mission Pro, her role as champion, and what she's been up to since clinching that title. First and foremost, Holidead, how are you today?
Thank you. Thank you. I am lovely over here in the other side of darkness. The weather is changing on over here as well. So, trying to stay warm, not get sick, all that good stuff.
Yes, you can't get sick. Not at this time. You're on a roll.
No, it's like wrestling, just like with injuries. If we get sick, nothing happens. If we get injured, tape it up. We're good. Keep it moving.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
Yes. And that's what we love about you, Holiday. Your attitude is pretty much rocking and rolling, keeping it going, and just kicking tail along the way. Congratulations, you're the MPW champion. That's such an honor. How are you feeling about that, being the title holder?
I don't know. It's still really weird. At this point in my career, I don't know. I had set in my mind in a place of just okay, I'm sorry. Is this PG? Do you need me to watch my language? I should have asked. I'm sorry.
Watching language would be preferred, but if something
all right,
out in the heat of passion, it is what it is.
Okay, my vocabulary. Okay, I'm gonna have to rewire my brain really quick. All right, I'm gonna do my best. So still a little weird. In my mind, I had put myself on, I don't know how much time I got left in wrestling. We're just gonna have some bangers, rock it out, so we're done and clock it out. And now I have a title. It's like, oh, okay. There's some responsibility that comes with it. So it's a little weird. It's like, okay, I guess I can't hang it up anytime soon. I got to be around. And I mean, it's still, like you said, for me, it's still rocking and rolling, still same thing. Bangers only every match. Like it's your last, keep it moving. But now, I gotta watch my P's and Q's a little bit, I guess. I got a company to represent. So I gotta watch the way I do certain things. But I mean, like beyond that, like me as me, Holidead is business as usual. Like, let's go put on some bangers. Let's go work here. Let's go work there. Let's do these FM matches. Let's go. Let's rock and roll. Like you said, it's business as usual. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's even more special for you because in a way you're reuniting with your twisted sister, Thunder Rosa. How did your getting into the ranks of MPW start? When did the conversation begin?
So people know, Thunder Rosa, that's my best friend. We've been in our sistership. It's my wrestling wife. We call each other for several years now. So like I've been around her and her husband when they first started a company a while back, and then they relocated to Texas, started another one, Mission Pro. Originally it was just, I don't want to call it a regular, but it was a regular independent promotion. And then at the height of the Me Too movement, so Thunder decided to make a change. Like, we need a true safe place for women. People keep talking about it, but nobody in the business is doing anything. And her husband was like, yeah, let's shift the gears to Mission Pro. We're making this all women, top to bottom, announcers, ring crew, everything. And like I knew she was doing it, and she put a post on like Facebook saying anyone that wants to help. I jokingly responded to a post and said, hey, if you need a color commentator, I'm available. I was joking. Like I was going to be there to help whatever. And then I messaged her husband, Brian, like, hey, whatever you guys need help with, let me know. And she's like, oh, I think Thunder already has you down for commentary. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm doing commentary. Okay. All right. That's that. So, and it started out as commentary, and, I was happy to be there. But sitting behind the commentary table, it's like that wrestler's itch. It was like, I'm not injured or anything. And I'm just seeing these killer matches after match after match. And it's like, oh man, like I want to be out there. And that's what it was like. After every commentator table was like, okay, I need a match. I need to be on the show. I don't care if I got to do commentary and wrestle. And it was like that for a minute. Like they let me take the headset off for a second, get behind the ring and then do the commentator thing there. And then I think eventually they're like, we can't have you doing both. You just want to get in the ring, go ahead, get in the ring. And then that's my passion first. That's what I love to do. And so it rolled on to that. And I'm happy to be a core member of the Mission Pro family. And I'm very much subscribed to everything that they're about in the mission and what they're trying to move forward with. So,
and it absolutely worked out for you because you're the Mission Pro current champion. So
Yeah, not what I had in mind at all. I just wanted to work. Again, like I said, at this point in my career, let's just do some bangers. But all right, I guess some responsibility now. It's weird. It's weird. Responsibility. Yeah.
Yeah. What's one thing that you noticed when you made your way to Texas and to Mission Pro that really stood out for you in terms of how the promotion conducts its business and everything that you noticed behind the scenes?
Mission Pro, true, it is an independent promotion, but like I feel the word indie or independent promotion wrestling, it has a bad reputation with it for different reasons. There are some shindy promotions out there like that don't give a F or whatever. Like there's no ring skirts or like just everything about it is not done professional. And so people correlate all independent promotion wrestling with that. Like as far as I've known Thunder Rosa, like she is extreme. Everything she does is like to the 10th. And that's her. And I freaking love her for it because I feel like anyone she's around or anytime you work with her, she's gonna bring the best out in you. And that's what Mission Pro is. It's like it's not just another promotion. Like they're taking stuff to the next level. We got cameras. We work for hard cam. We work for TV. We work for time. We are a full female crew, top to bottom. We put the ring together. We break it down. We got women announcers, women on commentary. Like we are it. We're doing everything. Like there's so much online preaching about sisterhood and women empowerment, but like it is actually legit there. It's like everybody legit wants to lift each other up. Everybody wants to be in a better position. It's like it's no cattiness. It's a real family vibe, and you don't get that a lot in wrestling because a lot of times people are clawing at each other. I want this spot. I want that. It's like it's a real camaraderie and people are gravitating towards and they see it and they want to be a part of it. Like it's only growing and going to continue to grow from here.
And I noticed that you're wearing your Shimmer track jacket, love Shimmer as well. And we've seen the journey of women's wrestling in the past several decades. I mean, you're on the women's PWI 150, so I got to give you your.
I didn't know. I don't know.
I have it right here.
Thank you. JK, I knew I
do.
I don't have the magazine, so I wasn't able to read it. But thank you guys for acknowledging that I'm out here. I appreciate it. Word life.
You're welcome. It's a testament to the hard work that you've done during just within this year alone, right? And getting back to women's wrestling, what are your thoughts about women's wrestling as a whole, as you've seen it from the time that you started in your career to present day and working with Mission Pro?
It's definitely grown. I know there's this whole talk about like, the women's revolution and women empowerment. And I feel like it's a failure, honestly, on some of these bigger companies. I feel like women's wrestling has continued to grow on the independent level. It's always been there. It's always been a spotlight. Like there's always been the Shimmers, the Shines, Beyond Wrestling has WWR. Like it's always been on the independent level. And now with Mission Pro, like there's always been that platform for us to shine and be spotlighted. And I feel like it's more of the bigger companies that are like, we're going to get on this now. Women's empowerment. Like, I feel like, and it's always been like that. They see it happen on the independent circuit, and those who aren't familiar and only with the mainstream, they think it happens at the mainstream level. And it's not. They're always looking at the independent level. And I feel like it's a lot of these bigger companies that are like, we're going to do more for women, but like you still have one women's matches on certain shows, or like they're 3-minute matches and stuff. So like, I feel like the independent scenes, we're doing our part, but again, it has to trickle over to the mainstream, like for a change to really, really happen and it to be seen in a certain way. So I feel like it's come a ways, but we still have a ways to go. Like there's still so much more work to be done.
Where do you see women's wrestling going in 2022? Do you think that it's still going to stay the same in terms of the bigger promotions trickling or dabbling, as it sounds, in the matches, or do you think we're going to see more women's matches in these bigger promotions, or do you think that it's just going to stay exactly as it is right now?
I think we'll see more, but I still think it won't be enough as far as the bigger companies are concerned. Like, I don't want to put any names out there, but like you have certain companies, you only have one women's match on certain shows. And like, even some places that I've started to work at that are now, utilizing women, like it's still a one woman's match per show. And so Mission Pro, we kind of do the opposite. Just it's like as a little gag, like we have one men's match. And we joke, that's our popcorn match, go to the bathroom during that match, whatever. Because that's how we're used to being done. The women's match is the one match. That's the popcorn match. Everybody go get your beer, go to the bathroom. You don't need to see this, come back when the real action happens. And I would like to say that I think there's going to be a change, but I think it's still so much time. I feel like it's not just in wrestling, it's a societal thing. Just like women, we have to find our place in the world in general. This is a man's world, and we have to work twice as hard for everything. It's going to take time. I don't see a drastic change happening right away. Unfortunately, that's my view. Hopefully I'm wrong. Prove me wrong. Big companies, make me a believer.
Yeah. And on that same note, there's been an emergence of Black talent in wrestling as well, just within the past several years alone. And for you, what do you think about this emergence, and how do you see the tide changing also going into the future for Black talent in wrestling?
Okay, I hope I'm not like a negative Nancy all on your show or whatever. That goes back to the same with the women, like double minority right here. Black woman wrestler. Like there hasn't been an emergence of Black talent. It's always been there. It's just the fact that companies have to utilize us, and that we're just like the women. We're not a freaking special attraction. We're athletes. We're wrestlers. We're in here. We can do it just as good as anyone else. But again, wrestling goes back to having. I mean, and it's a whole society thing. Of just paint it like the standard wrestler, blonde, blue eyes. Like that's been the mold. That's been what people have been looking at. And it's like there hasn't been an emergence. We've always been here. Just like use us, put us in more than one match. I remember like at one indie show, like it was me and 3 other wrestlers. I won't say any names. 2 of us were Black, 2 of the other girls were white. The promoter came and was like, hey, it's going to be you two versus you two in a tag match. And we're like, why are you sticking us together? He's like, what do you think? Duh, whites, blacks. And we're just like, wow, damn. Sorry. Like, wow, it's like that. Like, it just like they had no problem saying it. Like, yeah, you guys are Black, you guys are white, putting you guys together, for obvious reasons. Like, and I feel like a lot of promoters still have that mindset. Like, all right, we got our one Black on the card, we got our one woman on the card. Like, it's a forever uphill battle. I feel like there was never an even playing field, so I feel like it's always going to be a continuous battle. Like there's not an emergence of women's wrestlers, there's not an emergence of Black wrestlers. We've always been here. It's just people have to open their eyes and recognize that a wrestler is a wrestler, regardless of skin or gender or whatever. You want to put the best people out there, and you'll have the best product. That's simple as day.
Yes, and it appears that is exactly what Thunder Rosa and Brian are doing over at Mission Pro Wrestling. The diversity it's amazing to see. And just the caliber of matches. I mean, this promotion has only been around for several years, I believe backdating to 2019. Where do you see Mission Pro going in 2022 and beyond, and growing, and your role in the company as well?
Only up from here. Again, I said Thunder Rosa, she's a very extreme, intense person. Same with Brian. I used to live with those guys, and even before Thunder, she'd be like, okay, are you ready for this? Can you live with us? Can you handle this? Can you handle this? And like, we even talk about like, maybe one day living together again. She's like, are you ready for this? You ready for the Cervantes? Can you live with us again? I'm like, I don't know, bro. I might need a minute. I don't know, because they're like extremely passionate people about this business and about it being done the right way, and they want to see hard work being praised. And it's a messed up thing because in our business, it's always not about who's the best worker, who's the hardest worker. Sometimes it's about the politics of it. And Mission Pro is not about any of that at all. Like, we just want to see good A wrestlers, like, that want to work hard, want to put on the best matches. And like you say, you look at the locker room, it's like one of the most diverse freaking locker rooms I've ever been in. Just like, we can have I don't know, what's that thing you did in school where like everybody from different nationalities or something. Like it's legit that there's somebody from everywhere. There's something you can take from everybody. Like and I know Mission Pro has plans. I won't put it out there. I'll let them say, but things are happening. You definitely 2022 expect to see Mission Pro like always, some of everywhere. Like we're always streaming on Title Match Network, one of the highest streamed. Actually one of the few independent promotions. When we're running, we're actually trending on Twitter, which is a big thing in life. So it's like, whoa. Thunder Rosa has put me into some business positions in Mission Pro. I don't know if I'm allowed to say or whatever, but again, that's my best friend that I know how she is business minded, and it's not necessarily for me. It's not a reuniting. It's just like business as usual. Like I know how she is. She knows how I am, and like in a lot of aspects, we want the same things as far as wrestling, as far as equality for women and minorities. We're both double minorities, ethnicity wise, and being women in this business. So we both have had our share of struggles that we've communicated with each other. So we learn a lot from each other, from our mistakes, from our successes, and we just want to continue to grow and see the best version of each other. And I don't even know what your question is anymore. I'm just starting to ramble. I don't know if I hit the nail on the head or whatever, or whatever the
You're
question
hitting
was.
all the best parts, Holidead. It's all
Okay.
good.
Okay.
It's amazing because one of the things that I personally really like about Mission Pro and about Thunder's mission for Mission Pro is making sure that women are empowered, and empowered not just as wrestlers, but as business people. What's one of the most significant things that you have learned being a part of Mission Pro Wrestling, being in Thunder Rosa's circle, in terms of business itself and making sure that you are financially stabilizing yourself for your future?
That's a great question. I don't know if I have one answer or whatever. Like I said, Thunder and I have been around each other for a long, long time. So, like, I know she's always. I've loved that about her. She's always had that business mind. It's like, because I've always been the crazy one. Like, I'll give my body to this guy in the ring. She's like, no, screw that. We don't got to do that, brother. Like, we can take care of ourselves, and like we can walk away from this with all our limbs intact and still have some money in the bank. And like, I love that about her. Like, she's always business minded, and all the people that are around her, myself included, especially with Mission Pro, and bringing in a lot of younger girls or girls that just might not know. Like, it sucks because a lot of time these schools are not educating people on the business aspects of it. It's a little wrestling and go out in the world, but nobody tells you. A lot of these places aren't educating people on about bookings, about negotiating fees, about trademarking your names, about reading over contracts. There's so many people I know that like have contracts and are not happy, but it's all about, I got to get my internet hype and internet clout and be like, I'm signed. But these people are signed to these contracts and living in hell. Like, they're not happy behind the scenes, but they post about it that they're happy and everybody thinks it's cool. But you got this sucky contract where you're not making anything on the front end, you're not making anything on the back end, you don't own your name, you don't have merchandise rights or anything like all of that. Like, she is the like Renaissance businesswoman or whatever. Like, always about her money, she's always about her dollar, and like making sure it makes sense. But again, she's had different contracts with Lucha Underground, NWA. So like I've learned from her not only successes but from her failures. And she'll tell me like, hey, don't do this. I've been there with this and that, you know, and like, she's a straight shooter. She'll tell you straight up. And that's some things like people in the business have hated on her for it, but like, she's always been true to herself and what she believes, and she wants that for everybody else. Like, get yours, because the business and the companies, they're gonna get theirs. So look out for you, because at the end of the day, the big companies are going to protect themselves. So you got to make sure you're doing the same thing. And it's just something we're not educated on as wrestlers, and you got to kind of learn yourself, which is messed up, but that's the way the game is, I guess.
Right, right. And speaking of big promotions, one of the major questions that your fans have to this day is, what's going on, Holiday? Why is she not signed with a major promotion? And I know that could be a very loaded question, but I'm going to ask it. In your opinion, why do you think this is? Is it something that you're kind of just, because some wrestlers definitely just say to themselves, you know what, I don't want to be signed with a major promotion. I want to have ownership of my career in a different way. What's your take on the situation?
I just want to say I love my fans, and I appreciate you guys for supporting. Like, seriously, one of the main reasons why I legit stay doing this, and like, you guys keep me, grounded, is why I do love this crazy stuff, and while I'm willing to go and do all that stuff to my body. So thank you guys for the unwilling, dying support as always. And I think it's about perspective. Again, I feel like we're in an era of clout, and so many people, I feel like, want to be signed just to go run to the internet and say I'm signed, but people aren't looking at contracts and stuff. I feel like it's how you measure success. For me, I said I've always wanted to be a professional wrestler, and I am that, regardless if I'm signed or not. Like, I pay my bills off wrestling. I'm eating off wrestling. When COVID opens up, hopefully I'll get to travel around the world again. Like, before that, I was doing that. I was traveling the world, doing European tours, like, off of wrestling. And that's all I've ever wanted, is to live off wrestling, to make a career off wrestling. And I've done that. But unfortunately, like when you're on an independent level, again, I feel like it's the word indies. People like, you're a wrestler, oh, on the indies, It's like you can make money on the indies. Like I try to tell people that all the time. Like some people like looking for these contracts, like there's money to be made out here in these streets. If you are hustling and working, like some people don't, some people are not used to the grind. Some people have been in a contract situation where everything is done for them and handed to them. Some people, I don't want to say they don't know hard work, but like if you're not afraid to work, there's money to be made out here. There's tours to be had. There's towns to be seen. And also like every place is not for everyone. Like you can make a post and someone's like, oh, when are you gonna go to AEW Thunder Rosa? Like that might not be my path. That might not be my journey. That might not be the place for me. That might be the place for Thunder. That might not be the place for me. There are different companies out there, and every company is not for everyone. If my journey leads me to be signed to somewhere, cool. If not, I'm gonna do what I love as long as I can until the wheels fall off. So hopefully that answered the question. I don't know, guys.
100% over here. And it's very profound because now we're in a space where things are changing so rapidly, even within the past few weeks, seeing what's going on with Ring of Honor, and a lot of things are in flux, and we're heading into a period that's quite honestly unknown, not just in wrestling, but in the world. But you did mention when things open up a bit more, you want to travel again. What's the first country that you definitely want to go to once that becomes a possibility to go wrestle?
Oh, the UK, top notch. And if anybody listens to old interviews, I've always said like I've never felt like I've had a home in wrestling. I think Mission Pro is trying to change that a little bit. But anytime I've been to the UK, man, it was just like love that I feel like. Unfortunately, I have not experienced in the US. It's just like they get me, they F with me, like if I could go over there and not come back sometimes. That's what I've said. Like shout out to Pro Wrestling Eve, Progress, all the amazing companies over there. Like, no, yeah, when it's time, gone.
Yes. Is there a particular wrestler over in the UK that you really you're waiting to get in the ring with and battle it out?
All right. See, you didn't give me these pre-vetted questions. All right, okay. No, oh man, I'm terrible with names. I see all their faces like right now. I mean, some people I've worked before. I definitely love to work again. Lana Austin, Charlie Evans, Sammy James. She's one of the Pro Wrestling Eve champions. Rhea O'Reilly. Man, yeah. I see him in my head. Mercedes Blaze. I would love to throw down with her. Roxy. I don't know if it's Roxy Foxy, something like that. I'm sorry y'all, but yes. All my UK blokes, like, cause they go, like, people talk about like they've tried to bring British strong style over here, and I get it. It ain't the same. Like when they say strong style, they mean it. And like I was trained by Gangrel, and he trained me to lay it in. And I hate when I work freaking people and they're complaining about getting hit. It's like, are you a wrestler or are you not? Because like this is what we do. And there's a safe way to hit people, and I'm always about that. But it's like they effing go over there, and ain't nobody boo-hooing, complaining because you made contact with them. That's what we do. That's what we get paid to do. And so yeah, UK. Shout out to my UK fam. Love them. That's just, when the floodgates open, things are gonna happen.
It's gonna be popping. It's yes. Gonna be a game. I can't wait. We're here for that, Holidead. What else? Say it. Right? What else do you hope to achieve in the next couple of years? As we were just saying, the company, or rather the wrestling business, is in flux. Things are changing, but there's a lot of exciting things ahead. At least that's what I feel. So what do you hope to achieve within the next year or so in your career, and things that you just can't wait to see manifest into your life?
Ooh, that's deep. Oh, that was deep. And manifest into your life. I like the way you put that. It's tough to say in the next couple years. If you asked anyone close in my circle, I wouldn't be wrestling right now. Like I would have quit already. But here I am, still here. Get my wrestling fix or whatever. It's a drug. I always keep saying I'm gonna walk away, but here I am. So it's hard, no, because I feel like these last couple years, every year I've been like, all right, this is my last year. And I'm never going to be the one that's going to make an announcement and saying I'm retiring. I'm just going to disappear one day. You're not going to see me posting. Social media will disappear. So that's how that's going to happen. So I'm never going to make an announcement like, this is it, retirement tour. I'm just going to go fuck off. So it's hard to say. Like, again, like, so I don't know, I don't know if this upcoming year could be my last year. Like, I feel like these last couple years, that's how I've been looking at things. Like, all right, this might be it. So what do I want to accomplish? I mean, I'm in talks with some companies, and hopefully, things will work out there. Again, definitely gonna go back to the UK. My peoples are waiting on me. They're already like, I've got some messages like, when are you coming back? I'm like, oh, y'all got dates? Let's go, run it, let's go. So I don't know. Again, like, it's weird. Since the pandemic, I've been kind of looking at every year it might be my last year, and I feel like I'm still going into it with that mindset because it might be. I don't know. I said I wanted to do some Bomb A UK tours. And I guess now the Mission Pro title said, I don't know, there came that responsibility. It's just like, whoop, went over my head. Okay. I guess I got to put out some banger A matches, find the best competition that's out there, and just leave the best footage possible. It's hard for me to say what I want for the next year because, again, I go into it. I haven't even went over my goals for next year, so that's where we're at. Well, that's where we're at with that, Candace. I can't give you a full answer right there because I don't still know. It's something I'm triculating and seeing, but yeah, I've been going into it like it could be my last, so I don't know. Hard to say.
Yeah, and that's fair enough, right? Some people live day to day, others plan things out a year in advance. Everyone's on their own significant journey, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're living your best life and doing what's best for you. I can't knock that, right? And you mentioned, working with other companies or being in talks with other companies, but you are currently with MLW. And I wanted to touch on that as well, because they're now, and a lot of fans are so happy, myself included, that they're finally, with this new featherweight division for the women and doing their thing in that respect. How has it been for you being a part of this new part of their history at MLW and working matches as a part of their featherweight division?
It's been good. It's been good. No, I'm just trying to think how to respond to the question. You said that I'm with them. I mean, like, I don't know if I'm with them. I mean, they have me on, which is amazing, which is great. That was another place that I had reached out to for a while, before there were women's matches. So I'm amazingly excited. And, they have Dave Prazak on. If you guys are familiar with Shimmer, the man behind Shimmer, and he definitely knows, his talents for sure. So of course he's bringing in, people that he knows and he trusts can go. And it's been amazing so far, just like as far as locker room, like amazing freaking people. And it's all just like good energy, good vibes. Like everybody it's same with the locker room. Everybody's happy to be here. Like, all right, we get to pop this off. Like, don't shit the bed or nothing. Cause we gotta make a good impression. We're the first. So like, let's go F and rock this. Like everybody's super supportive. Everybody's happy to be there. Everybody's happy that we can be the ones to bring in this featherweight division, bring in the women to MLW, and just, again, like it stems from the locker room. Like the energy there is just so positive. Everybody's there uplifting each other. It's a great group of girls so far, and it's been great. Even not just the girls, the entire locker room is cool, but just that women camaraderie. Everybody's like, oh, you're here. Oh snap, what's up? Let's do this. Like it's really cool. It's really good, positive vibes so far. All good stuff. Hopefully that continues and bring more girls in there and showing them what we can do.
I love it. I love to hear that. You can't knock a really good locker room filled with positivity. That's what you always hope to see when you're entering promotions. Exactly. Fingers crossed.
It makes a difference. It makes such a difference.
Yes. And another thing that we all can't wait to see is you defending your title at Mission Pro. We have 2 shows coming up, but by the time this interview airs, we will be in the throes of December, leading up to the December 11th show. So without spoiling, and I'm saying this with all of my interviews with every Mission Pro representative, because we don't want to spoil anything, right? But without spoiling for December 11th, what can we potentially see in your title defense? If you will be, I'm assuming you will be defending your title in December.
So you're asking me about December before November happens, correct? Yeah. Oh man, you can't do that. Even as much confidence as I have in myself, I have every plan in my head to walk in this coming Saturday as a Mission Pro champion and leave out. But you never know what can happen in wrestling. I mean, just the way I won the Mission Pro title, it was a situation. I won the Battle Royal that lets me being able to challenge, the champion anytime, anywhere. I saw opportunity. A new champion was crowned after they finished their match. I came out and, I took my opportunity. I'm sure Jasmine Allure didn't see that happen. She saw herself, she got that strap. She saw herself going home with it. 2 seconds later, bam, changes. Like, and wrestling can happen like that. So, like, I'm very confident in myself and my abilities. Shout out to Maddie Dubb, my opponent. She is a very rising up and coming worker, and I'm definitely excited to work with her. Excited to beat her down a bit. But I mean, you never know what can happen. Like, I mean, forbid, something could happen injury wise, and things could change like that. Nothing in our business is ever certain. So, but but if I could be a fortune teller, I do see myself walking in with the strap in December, and I'm gonna defend it and give you guys another banger. Bangers on bangers. That's what I'm doing till we out. Bangers only. Bangers until we clock out.
Yeah, there it is.
But yeah, Mission Pro always has some stuff up its sleeve. We're always looking to make each show better than the last one. Like, and again, it's about everybody doing their part, and I think that's why Mission Pro has been so successful. And we're always looking to put on the best show out there, not just regardless of who we're running against, not the best women's show or this. We want to put on the best wrestling show, period, every time we enter a building, and that's what we're about, and we will continue to deliver that every single time.
Surely, surely. And my final question to you, it's also Mission Pro related, and also really just related to wrestling as a whole, because there are a lot of girls and women that look up to you. They look up to your career. They've seen, it's true. There's a lot of people that really, they love you, they love your career, they love what you've done in this business. And for anyone that's come to you or is thinking, there could be someone watching that might want to approach you and ask, how can I be a wrestler? How can I have the career that you've had and the success that you've achieved? What advice would you give to them?
Training for one, find a good reputable school and do your research on these schools. Like, there are so many schools popping up now, it seems like, and just because a school has a name attached to it, don't just necessarily flock to that. Like, a lot of these schools, they should have like a trial, like a 1 or 2 day or a week trial. Go try them out. Like, don't sign up to something immediately just because, so-and-so's name is attached to it. And not to dig on anybody's school or whatever. Sometimes when these bigger names are attached to the school, they're not even there. So a lot of people are coming into it as wrestling fans, like, I want to go to so-and-so school. So-and-so is signed somewhere else. They're not going to be there teaching you, and you want to make sure, like, who is teaching is, able and actually, what's the word I'm looking for? Qualified. Is who's actually qualified, and it's not just some student that's only been there 2 weeks that's teaching you. Like, go do your research on these schools. Don't just sign up because a name is attached to it. Like, do your homework, and realize that this is a selfless business. You might put so much back into it and never get anything. So you got to understand, like, I come across so many girls and they're like, I never get to win and this and that. It's like, you got to remember, the business doesn't owe you anything. Like I could tell you stories for stories on top of days. Like, this business owes you nothing. If you want to do it, like, be coming from a place of passion, have patience, and know it's a continuing grind. It's a continuous hustle. Like I said before, you said we're in times of the unknown. Wrestling is forever the unknown. Even if you have a contract, like, a lot of these contracts can be cut and people are going like that. Like, we see online all the time, these releases out of nowhere. Like, nothing in this business is guaranteed. So you got to get that in your head. Like, it's a lot to wrap around. A good place to training, like, and actually train. Don't just think like you learned 1 or 2 things, you're ready to get in there. Like, have a good solid foundation of a good base. I trained for 2 years before I started wrestling professionally, like, and I'm thankful for that. Like, cause I could have went out there looking like hot garbage. I know a lot of people that start off, they go with like unfortunately, I hate it happens in our business a lot. They have a boyfriend or something who'll teach them a couple cool moves, and they won't do official training. And they'll go out and they're ready. They can do a couple cool moves, but they can't call a match. They can't work. They can't wrestle. They can't call shit on the fly. Like they have to remember. They have to write out everything. Like that's not how it should be. You know. This is a loaded-ended question. ah.
I'm riveted. So riveted.
And I don't even know. I mean, like, I wouldn't even compare it to like have a career like mine. Like, I mean, remember, everybody is on their own journey. Like, there's no same path for everyone. Like, you know, you might join a wrestling school and think, okay, I'm here. I want to, join WWE. That's my goal. Somebody else might be like, I want to train. I've had friends on the independent scene. I want to start working there. Maybe I want to go to New Japan or whatever. Remember, there's so many different roads in wrestling. There's never just one. And don't think because somebody's going down this path, you have to go that way. Like, figure out what's best for you, because there's going to be so many people in your ear telling you, you need to do this, you need to do that. So you're going to have to figure out who you are as a person, I feel like. And it's a lot of self-discovery. I feel like a lot of wrestlers have some issues, and a lot of it is art imitating life. So, a lot. Have training, have patience, have a good support system, because there's going to be so many people who be like, oh, you want to do wrestling? You want to do that stuff? Like, like, you have the right people in your circle. Realize you might lose some friends. You might lose some people who you thought were friends. Like, it's a lot of nights and a lot of things you got to sacrifice, and that's not for everybody. And know what you want. If you can handle a life on the road, if you can handle missing birthday parties, missing weddings and stuff, what are you willing to sacrifice if you really want this? How bad do you want it? Because some people say they want it. They want to go in the ring and roll around, and they do a couple bumps. They're like, it's not for me. I can't make this person's bar mitzvah. I can't do it. Like, I mean, have a real heart to heart with yourself and figure out if it's for you or not. I think I answered the question. I don't know. I went on a ramble.
That was great. Well, thank you so much, Holidead, for this fantastic interview. Your facial
It's just my face. I don't know. It makes faces. I'm awkward. Thank you.
Hey, own whatever your flavor is. Own it, right? Own it. Be proud. And
I'm
go
awkward.
out.
Team awkward. 20,000. I'm on it.
But we appreciate you for it. We really do. We love your work. Thank you so much for your time and your talents. And we can't wait to see you defend the title for Mission Pro Wrestling and to continue doing your thing in that promotion. If you have any parting thoughts, anything you want to add, this is your time. But if not, we can just sign off.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the support. Follow me, all the well wishes, all that good stuff. Since we are doing this and it is that era, follow me on Twitter at Holidead, my YouTube channel at Holidead, on Facebook at Holidead, Instagram is Holidead and I. 3 different words all together. You want some Holidead merch, storefrontier.com/Holidead. I'm on Cameo now if you want some special shout outs. Only I can do. Hit that up. I think that's all the plugs I got. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the hard work you're doing to keep us out there and, in the know of folks. So thank you.
And thank you, Holidead. And thank you all for watching another episode of Face Turn with Candice Cordelia, where we give you the exclusive scoops on all of your favorite wrestlers. Stay tuned for more. But for now, signing off. And don't forget, watch Mission Pro Wrestling December 11th. Check it out and stay tuned. Bye for now.